It's interesting how small moments of honesty with ourselves can feel so rare, but noticing them changes everything. Hi everyone, I'm Hilda. I know it's been a minute, but welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be exploring authenticity and presence and how showing up as yourself can surprisingly feel natural. I've been exploring this topic and I've been jotting down key insights in my notebook, and I want to walk you through what I've learned about being confident, passionate, enthusiastic, all without faking it. Where should I start from? This is just a summary of things that I've been learning, so I'm not going to go into details. What is presence? Presence is the state of being attuned to or being able to comfortably express your true thoughts, intentions, feelings, values, and abilities. Presence is not permanent, it's something that comes and goes. You need to remember that. That's very important. When we feel present, our speech, our facial expression, our posture, they all synchronize and focus. All our movements align. Why? Because you're actually being yourself. Now, let's talk about the elements of presence. Presence has two elements. They have internal elements and they have external elements. Now, let's talk about external elements. These are things that people notice. What do people notice? People notice confidence, they notice passion, and they notice enthusiasm. These three things, they signal authenticity. So these are the external elements of presence, someone that has presence. Two, internal elements of presence. These are what make the observable elements happen. The first one is internal alignment, belief in yourself and your ideas, nervous system regulation, reduced self-monitoring. What I mean by reduced self-monitoring, this is when you focus on sharing your work and no managing impressions like, oh my God, what would they think? No, just focusing on delivering your message, and that's it. Those are the two elements of presence, internal and external. What does presence feel and look like? Again, this is internally and externally. So first, this is what presence feels and looks like to others. Presence appears as confidence, passion, and enthusiasm. That's what it appears to others. It reads as authenticity and non-performance. It feels calm, grounded, and non-forced. It persists even under pressure, under silence, under judgment. It just persists. It makes others trust your competence and your intentions. Internally, this is what presence feels and looks like. You don't perform, you don't become performative because you're under pressure. You feel clear, steady, and focused. There is reduced self-consciousness and self-monitoring. You don't care about managing impressions, you care about being direct, delivering your message direct and being natural at it without, oh my God, like, how am I coming off? You don't worry about all that. Another one is when you have access to your full range of expressions, and that's your voice, your breath, and your gestures. Okay, so here's a mini exercise for you. Yeah, you ready? I want you to imagine that you're interviewing for your dream job, right? Prepare a 5-minute speech explaining why they should hire you. And like I said, this is videotaped. How are you going to showcase all these things? How are you going to showcase confidence, passion, enthusiasm, authenticity, calm but grounded? How are we going to showcase all these things in this 5-minute speech? I wrote an example right here. I'm going to use myself just to give you an idea of what I mean. So this is how I would showcase all these 5 things I just mentioned: confidence, passion, enthusiasm, authenticity, calm but grounded. So I'm a designer and I'm self-taught. Let's say I want to collab with Fendi. This is what I would say. I'm a designer who handmakes my work with intention, skill, and discipline. I trust the quality of what I bring to the table. That's confidence. I create because the process itself matters deeply to me. Craft and meaning are at the core of everything that I make. that shows that I'm passionate about my craft. This is how I would incorporate enthusiasm in this. I'm excited by the idea of contributing my perspective to this company. Collaboration and creation energizes me. Why should they hire me? They should hire me because I spoke to my skills and experiences without self-doubt, and that shows confidence. I focused on my love for the craft and creativity, and that's passion. I'm excited about working with Fendi, clearly, but it's all natural, and that's enthusiasm. I talked about what I actually do and value without faking it, and that showed that I'm an authentic person. My sentences were structured and steady and, easy to deliver. It was calm, grounded. The next, we're going to talk about authenticity, or what it means to be your authentic self. I know you've heard people say you need to be your authentic self, but no one actually tells you how to be your authentic self. What does it mean to be your authentic self? Being your authentic self means being able to express your values, abilities, intentions without fear-based distortion. What does being true to yourself mean? Acting in alignment with your values and your strengths, expressing what you actually believe and think, not suppressing, not performing, not seeking approval, not people pleasing. That's what it means being true to oneself. How do you find your authentic self? I have 4 questions that I'm going to give you guys, and I want you to use these to help you find your authentic self. The first one is, what 3 words best describe you as an individual? These are things I want you to think about when you're answering this question, right? I want you to think about, when do you feel most you? You in quotes. When do you feel most you? When you're answering this question, I want you to think about when you feel calm, energized, and not intense. I want you to think about when time passes quickly, when you forget you're being watched. That should help you answer question 1. Question 2, what is unique about you that leads to your happiest times and best performance? Now, I know that's a loaded question. This is what I want you to think about. What do people consistently compliment you on or rely on you for? I want you to think about repeated comments, even if you dismiss them. It could be a comment from a stranger, a coworker, anyone. Think about what strangers notice quickly about you, and I want you to think about what people ask your help with. That should help you answer question 2. Okay? Question 3, reflect on a specific time, at work or at home, when you were acting in a way that felt natural and right. How can you repeat the behavior today? Now, again, that's a loaded question. I want you to think about, when have I done my best work? Please, I don't want you to generalize, okay? I want you to think about a specific time. I want you to just think about a specific time. So you need to ask yourself, what was I doing exactly? Who was around or who wasn't around? What pressures, expectations, or noise were absent? That should help you answer question 3. The last question is, what are your signature strengths and how can you use them? I want you to think about what drains you or what throws you off fastest. That's what I want you to think about. Why? Because this is going to help you reveal blockers. It's showing you what blocks your energy, your presence, your authenticity. I want you to think about situations that make you shut down or want to leave immediately. I want you to think about people or environments that spike irritation or anxiety. I also want you to think about patterns. I want you to think about patterns and not one of bad days. Now, you'll be able to answer this 4th question. So question 1 to 3 help you identify your signature strength and your enablers. Then question 4, it helps you identify blockers, and these are things that disrupt your presence or performance and stop you from being your authentic self. That's it on part 1 on covering how to be your authentic self. We covered how passion, enthusiasm, and confidence signal authenticity. Thanks for watching, and please comment what you've discovered about your authentic self, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.